Okay, so I recently watched a show called American Housewives, which is on Disney Plus. It premiered at about 2009. Yeah, somewhere around that period. Anyway, here's some things that I noticed about the show. So, Katie. Katie is the parent, like the mother and wife to Greg Otto, right? So, here's some pointers on her. I mean, I get that it's just the main MC, but it feels like in every episode she's the one who's learning lessons while she has kids who are the ones who are supposed to be learning the most lessons. And sometimes you just get frustrated while watching the show. It's a bit weird, honestly. It feels like she's constantly bragging the entire show. She's constantly bragging about how popular she used to be back in high school and the amount of bad stuff she used to do. Not bragging to her husband, to her children. That's the weird part. And she has the nerve to get surprised and blame her husband every time her kids start acting up and doing those things. Which is basically, quote unquote, them following in her footsteps. And her always having to be called up to school to talk about the things that they did. Last but not least, I found out that her character development is a bit low. It always seems like she's a person who basically just does anything she wants, regardless of how her family feels about the situation. She literally had to learn twice not to judge other people. Okay, she is a person, she and her family moved to a place called Westport. Westport is an area of the rich. It's kind of like it's not a gated community, but it's a community in which rich people live. It's kind of like a suburb. When she moves there, the reason they moved there is because their daughter Anakat has OCD, right? Which is not so severe, but it seems like it's the only place, the only school, which has I don't actually forgot what they're called. I don't know, guardians counselor for that type of sort of thing, like a special needs teacher, that psychologist. I don't know. Then I forgot the name. Anyway, that's the reason. But she ended up wanting to throw all that away just because of her hate of other people at Westport, which is basically just her own jealousy and the fact that she came there and found them living in a certain way, found them eating, jogging, and taking care of their health and weight and all that. Sure, they're a bit on the obsessed side with fitness and all that because they're afraid that their rich husbands will leave them for women. Sure, but you came there and found them like that. What right do you have to criticize them? Like, let them live. Sure, they criticize you, but I bet that only happens because you do it back. And if it's in retaliation, that's the reason that she's doing it. Then honestly, I can't judge you on that one. In fact, kudos because you're like standing up for yourself. I think that's it of what I didn't like about the show. I'm sure there are others, but I just didn't want to think of them at this time. Here's some things I did like though. About the husband, I like the husband, honestly. It's just that I just don't like how sometimes it's a pushover, but I mostly like how most of the time he stands up against his wife. You know, one of those shows where they're like the female controls everything and how the husband doesn't really have any say in the matter and literally basically just follows around the female. Yeah, I don't know why I'm obsessed with that. I'm just gonna leave that part. Anyway, Katie Otto has two friends who she hangs out with at something they call second breakfast. At that meeting, they kind of talk things out, women talk and talking about their lives and problems and helping each other solve it. Yeah, so she has two friends who one is a black lesbian and the other is an Asian. And at around season 5, they changed that scenario and two other people came in, watched the actors. She got two new friends who one was a gay Asian dude, right? And the other one was a black mom. It's almost like there's always supposed to be different variety and all that. But they are great actors and they actually made the story fun. So who am I to complain? Anyway, please subscribe to my channel. Yeah, subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And smash the like button.